Yo, welcome to Freeball Thursdays, where we talk about everything
Freeball
on Thursdays. My name is Kay. I'm sitting right in front of the main man, Jay. How you doing today, brother?
I mean, another day, another day. Can't
Feel it?
complain.
Hey, like I always say, man, same shit, different toilet. You feel me? But today we have three things on the list to talk about. We're gonna be talking about Marvel's The Avengers video game.
Okay.
Secondly, we're going to be talking about the new Star Wars game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Super fucking stoked about that one.
Right? Another Jedi game.
Dude, finally, right?
It took long enough.
Finally.
It only took them, like, how long?
About a decade.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be talking about
I wonder if they're
E3.
trying to set some records.
I don't know. I think it's just Disney just stopping everything. But I mean, hey, if that's a record that they want to start, then fuck it.
Yeah.
But the third thing, like I said, we're going to be talking about E3, what I guess to be expecting, what we want to be there, and what they're having there. So now let's get into it. The first thing, Marvel's Avengers, the video game.
Okay. So I guess we'll start this off with rumors?
Yeah. Well,
Or no. Let's start this off with facts.
okay.
What are the facts on the whole Avengers game?
Well, 4-player co-op.
Okay.
Obviously, online co-op, definitely that's the thing these days. Wired co-op, most likely. I mean, do we still do wired co-op in games these days? Like Call of Duty, do they still do that in shooting games and stuff?
You have it, but it's not for online. It's only online for two people.
I guess. I mean,
I haven't played Call of Duty in a while,
I
but
haven't
usually,
did a wired co-op game in a while.
yeah, usually with Call of Duty, it's you could do, jeez, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. You with the zombies for the editions that have the zombies, those are you can do with a friend online
I know
on your
zombie
couch.
mode. Yeah.
And then depending on the Call of Duty,
Like game matches, it's not.
yeah,
Right?
it depends on the Call of Duty version because like with Black Ops 1 and 2, you were able to do split screen.
Right.
With the more recent ones, I believe they kept the whole split screen thing in. So, yeah, but you can only split screen. Well, it's only 2 players split screen, and you're online because it's like Call of Duty. You have lobbies that are, I want to say, 16 max.
16 and like 18, I think, right? 16, yeah, 16 max.
16 max because you have 2 teams of 8, if I'm remembering correctly. It's like 12 to 16.
Yeah, you're more of the online Call of Duty player. I was the one that just played the story and just.
I fell into Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Man, the realistic like scoping and bullet drop, man, like that shit's real. Like it's satisfying to get a quick scope, or get a kill streak 25-0. Like that's satisfying in Call of Duty. But it's even more satisfying when it only takes 5 seconds to kill somebody in Battlefield. And like it takes a little bit longer for people to die,
Right.
because actual body armor is taken into account. Vehicle damage. You can fly vehicles in Battlefield. You can use
And that's online.
yeah.
Wow.
You can use airplanes, helicopters, jets. I guess it's the same as airplanes. Yeah. Tanks, Humvees, quads. And it's like depending on what side, if you're like China or Russia and everything, it's always like online, like versus like they have like just as many game modes, even though I only play team deathmatch because that's where it's at.
Right.
They have just as many game modes as Call of Duty.
Wow. Wow.
You play Call of Duty for the speed, if that's the type of thing. Like if you're a gun game person, if you're looking for
Like a running gun, just.
Call of Duty,
blast some shit up.
yeah, Call of
Wow.
Duty.
I feel it.
And it's like if you're looking for a little bit more attack, but still running around shooting, you can do either in Battlefield. And the great thing that I like about it is like with Call of Duty, there's no bullet drop, especially like with snipers. You can quick scope somebody in Call of Duty and it'd be on some total bullshit. But in Battlefield, you can do it. but it's very difficult because most shots, even with the sniper, take two. And unless they're a headshot. And it's like when you're 150 meters away from somebody and they're running across your scope, nothing more satisfying than calculating that bullet drop and watching that bullet and that person run right into it.
Wow. Wow. That seems like it seems very technical, like to account for a lot. Is it?
It can be, but it gets to a point to where it's reflex. It's like you,
muscle memory. You've done this
yeah,
so much that
you have like in Battlefield, like you have like these set like classes and like assault, medic, support, and recon.
Right.
And in each specialize in a different like area in the battlefield. And it's like the assault specializes in like explosives, obviously. This class you're going to be able to carry more explosives on you. You have your assault rifles. You can carry an assault rifle with any class. It's just your side perks that you get. Is your side perks more geared for like a medic? They get med packs, or support. They get a wrench. And they can go up to like vehicles and repair friendly vehicles or disassemble like enemy ones.
like sabotage and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like they can do that shit while they're in there. And it's like if the person doesn't realize that their shit is being dismantled while they're in there, the shit will just blow up.
Fucking A.
And it's like it's so much more satisfying instead of calling airstrikes, you're being the airstrike. You can have air fights. And it's like jets.
Controlling everything from the sky.
Yeah, and it's like you can drive boats and everything. Like it's straight up a battlefield, and it's like I love the game. I fell out of it because PlayStation Network costs money.
Yeah, I totally understand.
And it's not the same on PC.
Yeah, people be broke. But back to Avengers. So 4-player co-op online, most likely wired also.
I'd get PSN for that.
I would too. They say that it's supposed to feature heavily customized. Like you can customize very heavily, whatever that means. Who knows?
But they didn't specify what's being
we
customized.
We don't know because we don't even know if we're able to make our own characters in this game.
I mean, to be honest, it'd be long overdue to get a Marvel game, a rightfully old Marvel game. The closest character created game that we got was the X-Men game, where you were able to pick from one of 3 different.
Destiny.
Yeah, X-Men Destiny. That was the closest
Cool concept.
Yeah, it was a cool concept, but it was very refined. And at the time, it made sense, but it was still really refined and kept pretty small. And it's like the Marvel universe, just as is expansive for film, it's just even more so expansive for game because game isn't held by the same limitations as film. And it's like you can go off with these like nuances. Like you don't need to explain Spider-Man's background. Just like with Spider-Man 2018, how they just started with Spider-Man. We already know how Spider-Man, you buy the game, you know how Spider-Man got his powers.
Or the movie side, like with Homecoming, like he was already 6 months, 7 months into being Spider-Man. We didn't get the whole origin. Everybody knows with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if a Fantastic Four game dropped, do we really need it to be a Fantastic Four origin?
Not necessarily.
And that's my point. Like, if Marvel makes a game, the leniency that they have is, if it sells, they know that the story, they can start at any point. They could just focus on telling a great story. Right. Because people aren't going to be like, what's the Avengers? In like, buy the game and be like, oh my God, this is a phenomenal story. Like, people don't stumble upon games. Yeah. You're focused at a very clear target audience. So it's like, it would be, in my opinion, something that's long overdue. Yeah. Because it's something that the fans have been asking for since their canceled MMO game.
Now, and regarding the MMO game, I've heard a lot about that. Like, I've even read rumors that the MMO that we got out of DC World started originally as the Marvel MMO game.
I might hop on Marvel Heroes. No, it's back.
Is it?
Yes. It's back.
Nice. And speaking of story,
Did I say Marvel Heroes?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not Marvel Heroes. City of Heroes. City of Heroes.
And what's the is that still
It's
a
called
closed server?
Homecoming server. I don't think so. I don't know. I have to look it up. I haven't looked it up, but I know it's back and it has more than one server. Its most populated one though is the Homecoming server.
Okay. Well,
Cause like I watched some YouTubes the other day ago. I want to say like the other day ago, and it was a video basically saying it was a video about if the game still holds up to today's standards and everything. And I was like, oh, this is why does that matter if the game is closed? And so I looked into it and it's like it's still up, or rather it was brought back.
That's something I will look into as well.
What I would like to see at E3 is a revamped version of that.
Okay. I think that'll be dope. And it sucked because when that was like going strong, like when it was out in its height,
I didn't even know about it, and that's a sad thing.
I knew about it, but I had the most shittiest internet.
Me too.
The shittiest computer, and it was just like not happening.
And the crazy thing is one thing I will admit that my dad actually tried to get me into computer gaming when I was younger. He was like, "Oh, you want to game on a computer?" I'm like, "Nah, I want a PS4 or I want a PlayStation."
PlayStation, yeah, I feel
it. It's
when I was younger,
simpler.
I didn't see the appeal
Of the power of the PC.
Yeah, it was like, what, a PC? You gotta play on the keyboard,
right?
Like, being so naive, like they have so many accessories. Like,
oh my god,
plug in Xbox controllers.
I really need to learn more about computers so that I can start building my own. My girlfriend knows more about computers than me. No shame though.
I have to get on that. Yeah, no shame in that game. But yeah. So, still going back onto topic about the game. Aside from that, they say that they want it to be a continuous gameplay experience in the likes of Destiny or like Anthem and stuff like that.
So I'm assuming if just as a writer, like this is, I can't help but think of it like this. If I wrote an Avengers story that's intended to be continuous, then yes, the Avengers will fight a foe, and it will have a build up to this foe. But I think ultimately this foe will be part of the bigger picture. They're going to start pushing out, if this game is as big as they're saying, they're going to probably run this game like the MCU. And it wouldn't really surprise me because, I mean, we were talking like at least a year ago how like Marvel, like when they were announced Spider-Man, how that they were going to like try and go for like a game universe. Yeah.
I mean, like
all the Easter eggs in the Spider-Man game, like
not
you
only
can.
that, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. It came out
Right?
in the height.
You know what?
Of the MCU.
You know what game we could possibly get? I would like to see at E3 also. Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. I'd fucking love a Doctor Strange game. Damn. I mean, I feel like that's kind of like the trickiness of like a Harry Potter game, though. Like, you want to do the motions. You want to. I mean, at least for me, like my favorite thing about the early Harry Potter games, to like kind of the middle or whatever, is not only did they have button presses, but the joystick, the analog sticks, they would show you a command.
I think, like, first off, how I would do a Doctor Strange game, you have to be able to fly.
Obviously.
You have to be able to astral project.
Teleport using, like, sling ring, shit like that.
It depends. How you want Doctor Strange to teleport. If it's a game universe, I stick it to the classic comics because it's classic. Just retro, like, just revamp him as a, like, look-wise. Like, he doesn't need to look like how he looked in the comics. Revamp him like Spider-Man was revamped and give a reason to that revamp. Like say like for example like the cloak of levitation and everything like that's iconic. Like that has to stay on, and you can even make that look like the MCU cloak of levitation.
Yeah.
Like that'd be okay. And it's like and then it's like it'd be cooler. It'd be a cool change of pace if instead of the blue outfit, he's in the black.
The black and like with the black, red, and yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I only say that we haven't seen that since like the animated one.
I think they kind of had a mixture of that when in the last Spider-Man Avengers, kind of like the Marvel Avengers, it was kind of like the more emo Doctor Strange. He had the long hair, the long black hair. Kind of like the regular cloak of levitation.
Yeah. But I mean, like no, like the cool one, like in the 2000, what was that? 2008, 2011 animated film.
Oh, you're talking about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like 2008.
2008. Yeah, like that outfit would be pretty dope with the cloak of levitation.
See, I thought you were talking about like the all black one with like the red kind of.
The white, rather the gray one.
Yeah.
And then like it'd be a nice change of pace. It'd be different from Spider-Man, right. And then it's like it'd be better if like we see a different side of New York. Mm-hmm. We see a more mystic side. Yeah.
Right.
I would love to see a Doctor Strange game. Yeah, I take my money now.
Yeah.
He's my favorite character.
I'll throw my whole damn wallet out. Give me the game. And then I guess like this game, it's not that. Going back to the Avengers game, it's not that much stuff released. We have to wait until next week for E3 because that's when they're going to reveal it.
Okay.
But aside from the continuous gameplay, oh my god, did you feel that? We had I'm sorry guys, we had a serious bout of technical difficulties, but back on topic. You laughing at me?
Yeah. Who else would I be laughing at? We're the only ones here.
Little Casper, I guess. Yeah, we're not the only ones here. Like,
besides Kyoshi, shit.
Besides the kitty cats.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so back on topic. We're talking about Avengers game.
Yes.
Roster. Now. They haven't said anything. I mean, aside from the Big Six, which everybody knows going to be in it. They haven't said if it's just going to be them, if it's going to be the full lineup or anything. But if it is the full lineup,
big if,
who would you want to play as the most out of all of them?
Doctor Strange.
Right.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were actually sorry, guys.
No, it's all good. You said that the first take too.
Right.
But Doctor Strange. If I were to pick other than Doctor Strange, I would say Scarlet Witch for the same reason, magic. It is. And then see that's where like I'm drawing a bit of a blank because it's like I can choose like any of them. There's like Wolverine. There's the Fantastic Four, Luke Cage.
So many great characters. Daredevil, fucking Punisher. I mean,
what would actually be pretty cool that I didn't think about the first time we recorded? Black Panther.
I didn't even think about Black Panther either. That's sad too. Black Panther is one of my favorite characters. But I guess, yeah, that would honestly playing a Scarlet Witch would be fucking badass though. That would be dope.
So what about you? What would your character be?
I mean, like I was saying, it'd be Ghost Rider first, definitely. If they do a full roster, I would definitely want it to be Robbie Reyes. I think Robbie Reyes is a cool concept. And second, it would be Johnny Storm.
But you really want to play as Iron Man?
Yeah, I do kind of want to play as Iron Man. Because Iron Man, I mean,
I wouldn't mind playing as Thor.
Thor's fucking dope.
Right? I'll run around all the time and say, "You want me to put down the hammer?"
You know he says that to Jane, right?
Oh my god. I can't believe I fell into that again.
Knee slappers, baby. Thor would be dope though. I would hope it'd be like akin to MCU Thor, just like crazy with electricity powers. That should be.
How destructive do you think the environment's going to be? Because like the environment in Spider-Man is very interactive, but it's not destructive
Yeah, because Spider-Man's not really destructive.
anymore. When he was early in his career, yeah,
True.
he was dodging all type of shit, and making destruction.
I mean, we're talking about a game that has the Hulk, so I would want at least ultimate destruction level destruction. I know that kind of sounded retarded, but there's a game called The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, and almost every game,
I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah, almost every
that came
game,
out on the Xbox.
Exactly. Almost every game. Every building, except for like the main important buildings, were destructible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and everything would just respawn after. Respawn.
But I would kind of, the way games are these days, like their respawning would be literally rebuilding in game time, like over kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2. But yeah, that would be ultimate destruction level destruction. That was a nice. Trust me, I love going around just getting the army called on me, just breaking buildings down.
So, what kind of costumes would you want to see the most? If it's ultimate customization, we're going to assume that they're going to use some, if not most, of the most iconic costumes of the main six. Or even, I guess what I'm asking is like, for the main six and for the full roster.
If they have a full roster.
Yeah, if they have a full roster. What costumes would you want to see the most?
Alright, so out of the main six... okay, so I'll start off with Hulk, just because, like, we were supposed to. I would either want... I know they're not costumes, but I guess you can count them as costumes. I would want Professor Hulk, either Professor Hulk or Doc Green. Right?
I fuck with Maestro.
Maestro?
Maestro, gee. Or World Breaker.
World Breaker, yeah. Or Scar Hulk, which was like the Gladiator. I'd kind of rock that too. Iron Man, I do love the Mark 85, which is kind of like designed to be like the old original Iron Man costume.
It'd be dope to get his actual superior Iron Man like costume.
It would. I wouldn't mind the extremist armor.
Yeah.
And then
Black Widow. It'd be cool to get her MCU one. But the thing is that I want all the costumes rendered in the game, like for the game. Right. Like I want the costumes to be designed like for the game. Right. And the reason why I say that is like I feel that it would add like a little bit of history. If because like in the Spider-Man game, we get all the costumes, but they're made exactly how they appeared when they appeared. Yeah. And like that's cool, little homage and everything. And not even little, that's a big thing, but it's cool homage.
Like in the style of which they appeared in.
Yeah, it's cool homage, but it would have added history, like we know, for example, like his velocity suit. We know his velocity suit versus his regular suit. We could assume that in game that he had a mission where he needed this suit, and that's why it exists, because it's in the art style of the game. Right. And that's one of the things that I want the most when it comes to the costumes, is that they don't do it as like, if we get the 80s style costume, I don't want to be running around as an 80s cartoon.
Yeah. I totally understand, and I agree wholeheartedly with that. And like you said, I think it just adds more to the gameplay experience. Like you said, at one point he needed this costume to go on this specific mission, and that's why it's in the game. Mm-hmm. I get that, and I agree with that.
So, I have another thing to bring up. Do you think they will have Marvel's Spider-Man in this game?
Fuck yeah. I don't think that's a coincidence. Um, like I say, they fucking lie to us about the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you really think they're not gonna lie about the game? Like they came out and said when Marvel Spider-Man was dropping, they're not trying to build a universe out of this game.
Mm-hmm. I just think they're just saying that not to get people's hopes up.
Exactly.
But the logical thing is to build a game universe.
Exactly.
It'd be vastly more expansive than, the MCU, because they don't have the same restrictions. And because they don't have the same character restrictions, that means that the stories and the possible new stories that we've never seen before, it's limitless.
Exactly.
Being on Spider-Man, if he is in the game, or whatever, do you think if he gets costumes, we get the symbiote?
I hope so.
Would that be spoilery or incentive to actually go get Spider-Man 2?
I mean, I honestly, it probably will be a little bit of both. It definitely would be an incentive to get Spider-Man 2, but there's always, though, that person that will be like, oh, I never played the game. I didn't even know that this is it. But then not really, because you have to beat the game to know about it. So more leaning on incentive, less spoilery, but a little bit of both, definitely.
I feel it.
Is that all you want to speak about, Marvel's The Avengers? Because that's pretty. Like I said, there's not that much on it. We definitely have to wait.
Yeah, everything is just surely speculation at this point.
Yeah. And we're recording this.
Like I said, if we get a full lineup, Doctor Strange, I need a Doctor Strange game, Marvel.
Definitely.
So if you happen to stumble across this little old podcast,
give us a goddamn Doctor Strange.
I'm not gonna speak to you like that.
I mean, please. Please.
Disney's gonna make you disappear because you bullying Marvel.
Don't fuck with them, boo.
Wow.
But yeah, it's purely speculation. I would love those games. I would love a Doctor Strange game. Jesus, I'm thinking about it right now. That would be so amazing.
It'd be so amazing. I'd like a new Captain American game. Like if we own superhero games that we need, like we need a new Iron Man game that actually has a story. That's not the movie.
Yeah, not a movie game.
Not a movie game. We need an Iron Man game that's not a movie game.
Right.
We need a X-Men game. And
make your own mutant X-Men game.
You know what? X-Men is the perfect franchise to have an MMO for.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's just the unfortunate thing is that it's going to be largely surrounded around Brotherhood versus X-Men. Because who else you got? There's other factions, of course, but not big enough to really have people join unless you make it that way, which you could. True. You could have Emma Frost's school, or depending on when it actually happens,
school,
right?
Scott school,
Storm school. Mm-hmm. You can have it you can have the Avengers in the game also.
Avengers Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
That'd be dope.
That would be dope.
Oh my God, we need to be at Marvel suggesting things to them.
Come on, just hire us as suggestors.
Right.
We got the goods. We got the goods.
Right.
So
$10 a minute.
Man. That living the goddamn dream over there. All right. So on to the next topic. Star Wars.
All right.
The new Jedi game. Jedi, all over. Not a lot of things. Literally, nothing really been released aside that you play as a Padawan. That between them, between episodes 3 and 4, and you get outed. You're living on the run, and you get outed, and you have to run for your life and to fight to survive. There has been some things. You get a cute droid. The droid's name, BD1.
BD1.
Yeah, and he's kind of like a little miniature. I guess you want to say. It's okay. Look, don't be one of those. It's called an at. Okay, you go back and watch those old commercials. They pronounce George Lucas said at, not an AT or ATS. Okay, I don't know what an ATST is called. It's probably an atst. Okay, so for the people that are listening, you can't see the picture, but this is what he's supposed to look like. It doesn't look like super adorbs.
Forgot you were attached to this. My bad. Yeah.
So
we need to get a big screen.
Yeah, we do.
Next episode.
And it's supposed to be in the vein of. It's not open world. I guess it's called a linear sandbox. I guess that's how they say it. In the vein of God of War, the new God of War, PS4 God of War.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be like that, very story driven. You excited about it?
If it's anything like the Force Unleashed 1, hell yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't like the graphics of Force Unleashed 2. I don't care what the story was. I don't like the graphics. The gameplay graphics. That's what I'm talking. I don't know. Like it was nice in some areas. I didn't like how far out the camera was. Like they changed some mechanics in the second one, and I wasn't really for it. I liked the first one. First one, you felt super up close and personal every time you killed somebody, and that's what I enjoyed.
I think the reason as to why, those things that you said, the camera being far out, it was because this one was a clone who was 10 times stronger, 10 times more powerful. And I know you're probably like, okay, that's all fine and dandy. But I guess to them, they were like, further out camera to showcase the more severity of his powers, the more unleashed that they are.
You can back out a little bit. You don't need to back out all the way to the sky.
Well, all right, back onto the
like
water.
you can do like the camera angle of like The Witcher 3.
Well, that's gonna be the camera angle for this game.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like that was my gripe. My gripes are very little with why I don't play a game. Like Diablo 3 camera angle. I heard it was a great game. Would have played it. The camera angle. I when I'm fighting, I need to be able to control where the camera is.
Never heard of the game. Don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, back on topic.
All right. No, back off topic. Me, you know me. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I didn't really have. I had one gripe with The Force Unleashed 2. It was so goddamn short.
That was another thing.
Fact that
I beat that game in a day.
5 hours fucking long. I bought the game I'm feel old as hell right now. I bought the game after school, went home, played it, thinking I was gonna get at least a good. It came out on Friday. I thought I was gonna get the whole Friday night. I got it at 3:00. I was done with the game by 8:45, and I paid $60 for it. And
that's how GameStop gets you, folks.
Biased as shit. I don't care. I did let it go because it was a Star Wars game, but man, I was really disappointed.
Man, to this day, I have no problem hopping on Force Unleashed 1. That game was great.
Me either. I recently played Force Unleashed 1 thanks to PlayStation Now, whatever the hell it's called.
Power of the PC, you can play any game.
But, yeah, your main antagonist in the new Star Wars game is one of the Inquisitors. It's like whatever the Night Sister, whatever the hell her name is. But she appeared in Rebels, and the Inquisitors also appeared in Rebels. So I think that's cool that Disney or Lucas, whoever is in charge of the Star Wars side of it all, is wrapping
Wrapping it.
all up. Jesus, I can't talk right now. Wrapping it all up like that. Like just bringing everything together. I like that Rebels ties into the movies and it ties into the books and it ties into this game. That's very interesting to me. I just like that type of shit.
Yeah. Man, Marvel setting trends.
It is. They are. But like I said, not a lot has been announced about this game. They actually have a gameplay reveal trailer dropping tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. And then other than that, they're gonna have some more stuff being released at E3 like Marvel is. So keep an eye out for that. What else do you think is gonna? To move on to the next topic, which is E3. What else do you think is gonna be there? Like, what do you want to be there? What do you want to see?
I haven't really been keeping up with the game news recently, so I have the slightest clue what's going to be there. So if I'm just throwing out games that I just wish to be made and there's no news to...
Fuck what do you think is going to be there? What do you just want to see? Like, what do you think... Like, what do you just want to see? What do you... Fuck it. What do you want to see there?
If I just made up... Okay.
Just throw some shit out there.
Well, I'll try my hardest to stay off of Marvel.
It's going to be difficult.
It is. Let's see, what kind of game? It'd be dope to have a good Magic game. Like, we don't have any really good, like, Magic games that give Magic, like, justice. Like, it's always, like, an add-on to, like, any other game. Like, Dragon Age, you have Magic in like, you know... in addition to all other classes. So, like, in essence, yeah, Magic is focused on it. And yeah, it's extensive, but it's not as extensive or as powerful. Like, I want a story about the, like, history's most powerful mage. And in this story, you kind of, like, craft new magics and are like, you create the foundations of so many new magics.
Right.
That'd be dope.
I think that'd be interesting. Yeah. Magic in games is really rare, and only so many people can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you said about Dragon Age, like, or Skyrim. I mean, to piggyback off of you, that would be dope. I would want a game where you can be one of the pioneers of Magic, you know, to create just random spells and just let that be set in stone in that game world, like to become this legend of a magician.
And it's like having a game like dedicated to just Magic. Imagine what you can do. Like, yeah, you can like, a spell for this, or like R2, hold R2 or L2, and like you can do a set amount of spells, or you can be creative and combine different spells based off of certain, like, you know, advanced combinations and, like, make the game actually difficult. And an actual learning curve to it, to, like, casting a spell and using it in battle and being efficient with it. And it's like, you can make a game like that. Like, it'd be like a game, you can make a game, like, as difficult as, like, Dishonored, but it's like, or not Dishonored, Dark Souls. And it's like have magic instead of a sword. And it'd be an interesting take. I mean, now we have like the samurai version of Dark Souls, so.
But I don't think you have to start over every time you die in that game, do you? Well, I was never a big fan of that, strictly because like I just end up.
You start over from your last checkpoint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you lose your stuff, I believe, still.
Yeah. Call me whatever you want, but I do not like it when games do that. I get royally pissed. I'm just like, yo, I'm just trying to get to the next level, and this guy in the corner keeps beating my ass. Like,
I will never forget
I got the skill for that.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai. That game got under my skin. That last fucking fight with Frieza. Oh my god. I almost broke my goddamn controller
I
there.
bet.
Oh man. What other kind of game? I know a game you would want to like. One you've been saying this shit for years.
What?
A werewolf game.
Fuck. Because yeah, fuck you. You know why? You know why? Because literally in my head I was like either it was gonna be a werewolf game regardless. I was like either Telltale gets off their butts or whoever's taking over with The Walking Dead gets off their butts and be like, you know what, we're we're making the Wolf Among Us 2. You know, if they can just give me that, then I am happy as a fucking clown. Like, or just a customizable werewolf game. Period. I don't want to say in the veins of Vampire because I played that game and it was such a letdown. Dude, it was like I got to a point where I just said fuck it and just drained the whole town. Like that's all I did in that game was just going from town to town.
Oh, isn't there a Tom Clancy coming out?
I don't. You know what? Let me look it up.
Let's see. Let's check out the good old web.
I mean, yeah, that's something. I wouldn't mind a fucking Splinter Cell game. I think that's what. I could be mistaken. Maybe it's just my wants and dreams, but I'm pretty sure I was reading a rumor about a Splinter Cell game may be rumored to be revealed at E3. One moment.
Let's see. Oh yeah, the definites Cyberpunk 2077. 2077.
Thank you for bringing that up because I totally forgot about that game.
I can't believe you
I
forgot.
know it, considering I was just rewatching the gameplay like literally 2 weeks ago. That's a game that I can't fucking wait for. Like unlimited customization, literally throughout the whole game. You can just customize, add more cybernetics. You can,
You could add guns. I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah, I've studied that. What they released, I studied vigorously. You can sleep with whomever, whatever you want. You can within the set world that they've
Oh
created.
Jesus, they have 48 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's amazing. Like, you can add mods. Like, you get a gun that ricochet bullets off of goddamn walls, dude. You can slow down time. That game is amazing. It looks amazing. And, like, what we see in that gameplay demo, that's not even what it's really going to look like final. That's just, like, the mock-up of what they had last year. And it already looked amazing. And it's just like, damn. 2077.
Yeah, man. I might actually cop that on the PC. I know I'm really pushing PC this episode.
If I have my gaming computer by the time it comes out, I'm definitely getting a PC. But yeah. Oh, they just speaking of going back to Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy.
There's gonna be another Watch Dogs.
That's yeah. I meant to say another Watch Dogs 3. That's what I was reading. That's what I was trying to bring up. I was confused if it was a Tom Clancy game. I don't think it is. I think I'm confused. Anyway, yeah.
We were talking about it, but I don't know if there is.
Yeah, Watch Dogs 3. I think it's supposed to be set in London. I think that's what they were saying. Yeah, supposedly there was like a Easter egg of it. Yeah, it is a Tom Clancy game. There was an Easter egg of it in The Division 2. And The Division is a Tom Clancy game. Yeah, okay. So I wasn't fooled.
Dying Light 2. I'm definitely gonna look for news for that.
I hope. We've been waiting for Dying Light 2 for like what?
5
years now?
It's under, for this article, it's under the definites for popping up at E3.
Damn.
So we're probably going to see some stuff at E3. Let me actually read so I'm not misspeaking.
Control. I just seen you scroll past that. Yeah, Control is by the same people that did. Oh, I just had their name. Why am I drawing a blank today? That Xbox exclusive with Iceman. Can't remember his name. But pretty much you play as this supernatural bureau investigator. She's like the head of the company, or she's in control of it.
Okay. Yeah, it says that Dying Light 2, that we can expect a big presence from them.
I hope. Dying Light is a dope thing. So
That's what this article is saying. That their press went to their studios in Poland, and that what it says is, since then we visited Techland Studios in Poland to discover more about the games as a part of our On Radar Dying Light 2 coverage. But you can expect to see it make a big presence at E3 2019, hopefully alongside a firm release date announcement.
Okay. Well, yeah, Dying Light, the first Dying Light, well, the only Dying Light as of right now, it was a dope game.
Right?
We never beat it, but from what we played,
It was dope.
It was a very fun game, and it definitely kept you on your toes, especially during the nighttime. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, Control is a game.
Dude, I got to a point where I just started running through, like, at nighttime. Fuck the night. Like,
Yeah, no, hell yeah.
I'll kill anything coming at me at the night. Come at me.
Don't come at me. Fuck that.
Double XP, yo.
Shit.
So Control.
Double XP up my ass up in that bunker. Yeah, that much.
Oh, it's from the creators of Max Payne and Alan Wake.
Max Payne.
Oh, so it's in that universe.
I mean, yeah, it's from the last. I'm hoping.
And Quantum Break.
Quantum Break. There we go. That's the game. Yeah, Quantum Break was a fun ass game. I loved it. But this one you get a pretty dope gun. It's the only gun you get, but it's like it's a supernatural gun. So it can morph, it can transform and shit. It could turn into like a shotgun. It could turn back into a pistol. It has like burst shot. Mm-hmm. You also have telekinesis. So you're moving shit with your mind, throwing it at enemies and whatnot. What I want in a fucking game, honestly. And it's supernatural. Say no more. But Control is a fucking, yeah.
I want a good vampire game, though.
I do too.
Not that atrocity. See, I look up gameplay before getting a game. I don't see. I fell into, when I was younger, I used to like get games by the look of the cover. Learn that lesson. Yeah. And then I got games by the look at their trailer. Learn that lesson too. So I look at gameplay of the game to see if this is in fact what I want to get, because I be damned. I'm spending $60, open this game, and it's not what the fuck I thought it was, and you say I can't return it.
Right.
And then you go give me 30.
Hard, bro. Right? Man, GameStop doing that old bullshit.
I know, right?
Bullshit.
And it's like Best Buy would be like, oh, well, you could return it, but you have to just exchange it for a different one.
Or store credit. Yeah. Which, I mean...
I never thought about this, but why don't you return it for a different one, get a fresh package, return that fresh package for your money back?
I don't think anyone's ever thought about that. I mean, some have, but I think, like, probably, I don't know, shit.
Would that work?
You probably definitely couldn't go to the same store, right? I mean, do they even give you a receipt? They have to give you a receipt when you like return it or something.
I mean, I think they write exchange on it.
I've never done that. So I don't know. But yeah, man. Anything else about E3? I mean, there's not much that I...
Borderlands 3.
I never finished the first one. Like I was saying, like I'm not really see, Comic-Con, that's what I'm really looking for. There's not that much at E3 that I'm excited for this year.
Ghost Recon Breakout. That's Tom Clancy. That's going to be at E3.
Oh yeah. I think I seen the trailer about that one. That one looked interesting. I think this one is focusing more on story again. It's not going to be like Wildlands or anything, even though Wildlands was.
It was a lot like Far Cry. It was it was what Far Cry 3 was supposed to be.
Or
4?
Five.
Yeah, 5? Was that 5?
Where we thought all three of us could play together.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. It was what Far Cry 5 was supposed to be.
The system had us so confused.
Right?
But yeah.
You'd only co-op with 2 people,
And
not 4.
yeah, I buy games digitally, and I don't really pay attention to like the instructions and whatever. So I wouldn't be able to. I didn't read if it was just like 2-player co-op. I just assumed, we have little companions with us, so maybe we can exchange those 2 companions for 2 additional players. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the case.
It was not at all.
I mean, I beat the game, but
I did not. That was one game. I got that game specifically to co-op, but I was
it was like 3 or 4 people.
right. So much for playing that now.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that'll be it for this episode. There's not that much to talk about with E3. We covered the basis for the Avengers game and the Star Wars game, which we are very interested and excited for.
A bit of a nerd bias, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So
It's Nerd Talk Day.
Exactly. Freeball Thursdays, baby.
Woo!
That'll bring the episode to a close.
Freeball!
And until next time, see ya.
Peace.